Are you ready to do this?
I am.
Okay, let's start the show.
All right.
Trekaholic.
And once again, my guest tonight is Mr. Brent Japp. How you doing, Brent?
I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm doing really good. I'm excited to talk about this episode of Star Trek Lower Decks, Season 1, Episode 5, Cupid's Errant Arrow. Am I saying that right?
I think so.
Okay.
Errant Arrow.
Sabotage. Errant Arrow. What does errant mean? Do you have any idea? I don't know. I don't have a clue.
Let me look that up. That would mean... Oh, I don't even have it open. Wow. Totally unprepared. Errant. Erring or straying from a proper course or standards. Or traveling in search of adventure.
So that would apply to Star Trek in general. But what about in this case?
Probably erring or straying from proper course or standards.
Because there was a lot of assumptions and mistakes in this one. So let's just get right to it. People know you from our last time together,
last week.
Hopefully. What were your first impressions of Cupid's Errant Arrow?
I actually really liked this one. It felt, again, very much like a Star Trek. Couple out there, I guess, scenes, but overall it was very good. They had a lot more nods again to the previous series, or like tidbits, Easter eggs.
Yeah, a bunch of references. And they were funny, hilarious, I thought.
Yeah, this one I just felt really hit home overall. Like it was a good episode. I enjoyed it start to finish.
Yeah, for me, it was more of a Star Trek episode than a comedy that took place in a Star Trek universe.
That's a good way to look at it.
Maybe. Yeah, because it definitely, I don't know, it just more character. And maybe, I don't know if it's because I know the characters better just because this is the 5th episode, or it's just differently written. But I really enjoyed it. But what struck me funny was all the Canada references. What did you think of Vancouver? That's right by where you live, right?
So I am in Vancouver, yeah. So I liked it. One thing I noticed right off is when they showed the Vancouver, the shuttles, they were actually names of neighborhoods near here.
Really?
In Vancouver.
I wondered about that. So like just neighborhoods, like.
Yeah, Marpole's one of them. I actually offhand can't remember the other two.
Were there any other Canadian references in the episode that you noticed?
I didn't notice it when I watched it, but I actually saw in one of the other reviews I read, they mentioned that in the mess hall they're eating poutine.
Oh, I was actually looking for that too, and I didn't see that. That's pretty awesome. Yeah.
So that anybody doesn't know, that's fries with gravy and cheese curds.
Oh, that sounds awesome. Cheese curds, is that like cottage cheese?
It's more like just chunks of white cheese.
Oh, it sounds good.
I think the original is supposed to be, it's called squeaky cheese.
Squeaky cheese, like for mice?
It actually squeaks when you chew it.
Really? I just ate a block of cheese. I'm kind of ashamed. But it was some kind of Alpine cheddar. I don't know. But it was really good. It tasted like had a lot of bacteria in it. But I guess that's a good thing, right? I don't know. Okay, so I guess we'll just go ahead and start the watch along, and I'm excited to do that. So
just get queued up.
But everybody get ready to watch the episode with us, and we'll be right back. And we're back. Hey, Brent. And
hey, how's it going?
Good. Picard maneuver.
Oh yeah, gotta get the wrinkles out.
Did you see that video?
I did.
What? How many was it in total? I think I made it about 10 minutes in.
I had fast forward. I think it was a 17-minute or 16-minute video, but I want to say he did a couple hundred, like 300 or 400.
Wow!
And there's other they started telling other actors, which was even funnier.
I saw they were counting Wesley and Barkley and Riker, of course. But man, did they do that a lot.
It was funny because in the first season or two, it's one or two an episode. And in the later season, it's like, like, ooh, this is bad.
Did they get to any of the ladies? Did any of the ladies do it? I don't know. Their jumpsuits were pretty tight, so maybe not. And I really thought it was something that started in season 3 when they had the separated shirt and pants. But they did it a lot in the first couple seasons, I guess.
Well, I saw one of the interviews talking about Discovery. So with Larka,
Mhm.
he had actually two uniforms they put him in. So when he sat down, they always did a cut between standing and sitting, and they'd actually change out his jacket when he sat.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, probably about 7 minutes into that 17-minute video, I was thinking, why didn't they not like put like some kind of elastic, like upside down suspender thing, you know, or what do they call those spats where men used to keep their socks up, but like reverse spats to keep your shirt down. But then I was thinking, it's 2020 and I still can't keep my pants up without walk, pull up, walk, pull up. So that's why I wear rompers or jumpsuits a lot of the times, but they're frowned upon. Did you know that? They're really
Probably.
frowned upon. Yeah. But that was good. I'll link to that in the description. But if you don't know what we're talking about, there's a video on YouTube that somebody went through the whole series of Star Trek The Next Generation and edited in every single Picard maneuver. And I was trying to think, you know, because I've seen the songs made out of scripts and stuff, but I figured you could just search words and scripts. But somebody had to actually sit and watch every episode and go, yep, that's one. Yep, that's one. Right? There's no other way.
That's true. Oh, yeah. No, you would have to.
Wow. Unless it was
Maybe
like some group
machine.
community, like everybody pick an episode and then write in. I don't know how they did it. That'd be interesting.
No. I actually always wonder some of those songs even. But
I love how they do that. The editing is not easy and they do a great job. That was good. Okay, so
all right.
Sorry to go off topic, but
oh no, it's Star Trek still.
Star Trek, that's true. So today we're watching Star Trek Lower Decks, season 1, episode 5, Cupid's Errant Arrow. We're halfway through the first season, and they have 2 seasons, right?
At least.
I think 2 seasons to start. We are going to watch it, so make sure you have your CBS All Access or equivalent. What do they say? It's on a bunch of different platforms, right? Around the world.
Let's see. It was
CTV.
on CBS All Access, and then in Canada it's on CTV Sci-Fi, and on Crave. And then the day after it airs, it's available on Netflix in 190 countries.
Yeah, that's crazy. So there's a million ways to watch it, or I guess 193, but similar. But when Zoe says on view screen, that's the time to hit play. So you ready, Brent?
I am.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
On view screen.
All right, and it's going TV 14, which is the same as last time, right?
Yep. So this one, I actually thought I screwed up or something because it starts right into the entry.
Yeah, no cold open, no teaser, no nothing. It just went right into that. That was the first time in the whole series
so far. I don't even know of any other Star Treks that have even done that.
Trying to well, original series, I guess. Because that was how TV was made back then, right? Yeah. Did they?
I can't even remember now offhand. I want to say they even had the
maybe opening. Not. Yeah. Wow. Maybe they just did it to do it.
Could be.
The only reason I think they would have done that is if they didn't have an act out for the teaser for the opener. You know, they couldn't really break it up for some reason. They just said, just put it at the beginning.
It's also possible the content was just too much. They had. No matter what they cut, they would have had to still been under or over time.
That's true. And you would think they wouldn't have to worry about that, but I guess if it's airing in different places around the world, they might still have to worry about time constraints.
Yeah, and I know because they do that with a few shows. I think Discovery even has a few episodes that are a little longer. But when they actually air them in some areas, they even up here, they aired it on our Space Channel, or Space Network. And I know they actually got fined because of the swearing. Because they aired it during daytime hours.
Really? Yeah. Which words? Because they bleep stuff out.
They bleep some, but they allowed. I think in the very first episode, they allowed swearing through or something. Something came through.
I wonder if that's why they're doing the beeping. I thought they were doing that just to be funny.
Yeah, I actually don't know.
I wonder if it's different in every country. I know, like South Park. Oh, this is a nice shot.
So here we got the first Paramount class with US Vancouver. So.
Was the moons like a reference to Star Trek 2 about SETI Alpha 4, SETI Alpha 5, that kind of thing?
Possibly, because as we get into the jokes later on into it. I like the captain's quite pompous.
Yes, and kind of cute too.
And then these aliens here who just make me laugh because it makes me think of just current way of thinking for a lot of people.
I think this was definitely a commentary on people's way of thinking currently. I saw a lot of people attribute it to different things, like when they talk about how the moon isn't going to fall. That's just made up by the government, and so many different people had different takes on it. But I thought it was like the anti-maskers, maybe. But other people thought it was flat earthers. I don't know. Maybe I wonder what was your thought when you?
So there's a reference to Q,
like Q on Captain Picard Day. Hopped up Q on Captain Picard Day.
So I actually really like the alien fight because it would be just diplomatic, right? You got no matter what you want to do, there's always going to be people that don't like that idea. So you're trying to make everybody happy when you really can't.
Which it makes a funny resolution at the end there. I like these guys together again. Tindy and Rutherford.
It's just, is she there now? Is she there as actual? Because she looks like she's doing work, but she would be a science officer. So I don't know, or medical. I thought.
So she's just hanging out with him and helping him
out
for fun, for funsies. Do you work on electronics and stuff?
I do actually like to try. I haven't done this in the recent years. I haven't done as much as I'd like.
So you know those smells.
Oh yeah.
T-88s. Is there an analog to that in any other Star Trek?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay.
They look like those little handheld barcode scanners.
Yeah. I like them because it make a good prop and it's not a weapon, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Geordie Little Forge Bear.
Yeah, Geordie Bear. I want one. Hopefully they make those. I mean, we need some Lower Decks merch, and that's got to be one of the things they do. I wonder if LeVar Burton will get a cut of that. So what did you think? What's her name?
Barb
something. 2 B's. Both of them have B
Barbara
and B.
Brinson.
That's it. I love the whole setup of this episode, and hopefully everybody's seen this before that's watching along with us, but I did not see the ending coming. That surprised me. Okay. So
that's a good one.
Yeah, I didn't think she was a parasite. And
yeah, me neither.
Of course, I didn't think Mariner Beckett's a parasite, so I just didn't think there was any parasite. So when there was a parasite egg, I was like, what's going on? Have you ever been that person, the third wheel? I live that life. There's always people making kissy faces around me.
Been with, I've had plenty of roommates over the years, so you always have, there's times when you're single, they're not. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Then you also have the ex-boyfriend, apparently. Mm-hmm.
They seem pretty close still. Oh, yeah. What did you think about Brad's insecurity about the whole relationship? And like, I guess he wasn't a fan of himself. He doesn't have a lot of confidence.
Yeah, so I can see it. I think that plays down to probably the kind of the average nerd or the quiet guy that always kind of feels left behind. Yeah,
I guess I'm a Boimler if I had to look at all the characters. I'm probably a Boimler, and without the lover parasite.
So now we got Bradward.
That's funny. Brentward.
Oh yeah. Albert.
Alward. I don't know. This guy.
So now I got Mariner all worked up. Something's wrong.
Something's wrong. Could be anything.
I think when she described the ex-boyfriend guy, Kirk Sunday with a trip Tucker sprinkles.
Yes, that was very specific. And then he calls him a hunk of sexy or something later.
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah, so this one, I actually like this, engineer, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Something.
He's more of a regular guy as well.
Yeah, he's got a little belly. He's balding. I'm glad he doesn't have a mustache. There's so many people with mustaches on the Cerritos, and I don't know why. Maybe it's a very early 90s thing, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. But I don't know in Star Trek itself. Was there...
There's a lot of mustaches?
The goatees on a couple of the main characers, but I almost remember most people not having anything.
Maybe Scotty, when he had a mustache, I always thought that was weird. But he's a war veteran, so you got to let him have a mustache if he wants one.
So I love all her thinking of what it could be.
Theories.
Almost every theory links to some episode of some series.
Yeah, I can see people being upset that there's too many references.
Here we go. So that her ship was at the DS9.
Yeah.
So that was nice.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I missed that the first 2 times I watched the episode. Because I was looking at the ship and going, oh, that kind of looks like Beverly's ship from
the
All
final
Good
Star
Things.
Trek episode.
Yeah, All Good Things. And I was looking at the ship more, trying to figure that out, and I didn't see Deep Space Nine until I saw somewhere else somebody said it. Now, this Beckett Mariner in this with her hair like this in this uniform, very sexy. I don't know why. This is like insurrection uniform, right?
I was just going, she looks happy and she's joking. She's not.
That might be it. This is pre whatever happened to make her so jaded, right?
Yeah, well, they're referencing the Descent episodes, so that would be based on the dates. It would be almost 11 years earlier. So maybe I don't know if she's got the age to be 11 years ago, but news may travel slow in space.
I like to joke about it's something every week with them or something.
You should leave some new frontier for the rest of us, I think you said.
Yeah. So they definitely were going. They were into those movie uniforms, and then they went back to the next gen-ish uniforms, which is interesting. So it goes back and forth.
Oh, yeah, we were trying to figure out. So yeah, here's your reference. So we'll get rid of the moon. The moon, sixth moon becomes the fifth moon.
Yeah, the Ceti Alpha 5. So that's what I immediately thought of. So
funny enough, I didn't think of that.
Really, what did you think of any of
those? I didn't even really reference or think of a reference. So only thing I remember is the one where they're trying to stop an asteroid from hitting a planet with the tractor beams and everything.
Oh yeah. And when the one alien goes, "And tsunami," or something, I don't know. Maybe that's a different episode. There's so many episodes. I did not realize this guy's people were just him and his wife.
No, that was good.
It was never a thought in my mind. Is that a reference on maybe like 1%? The 1%ers, you know?
Maybe.
You know how very few people control some astrometrics was in this episode.
Based on Voyager.
Yeah, Voyager, and maybe a little bit of that's definitely Voyager. I was going to say Generations, but more Voyager.
I think that's 7 and 9 brought the technology kind of to them.
Yeah, she's done good. He's trying to have false confidence, kind of, and also being insecure at the same time, and just being. How would you describe him?
Well, he's trying to play the cool guy, and he's making him even worse. I quite enjoy the next scene when he's got his new outfit on. I definitely want to cosplay that.
In that coolest outfit. Did you notice any Star Trek references in it? I didn't really. Is there like a varsity jacket?
I think the one half is maybe a Kirk or something from the newer movies kind of look.
Did a leather jacket?
Or even Discovery.
Maybe.
It's got a blue, not the leather side, but the blue side.
Yeah, like the college varsity sports ball.
Kind of need to see it again.
Jacket. I don't know. And the one pink boot and the one green boot and the pink glasses. And I thought... Sorry?
I was going to say the leather side, I was actually first thought was Terminator, but I know it's probably...
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. And I thought he looked silly. What do you think of the murder board?
Oh, this was...
Binars.
She actually looks like she's starting to go nuts because of the idea.
She's trying to figure it out.
The inverse of what 2 episodes ago where she got promoted, and he's the one going nuts.
Mm-hmm. So. That's something about this episode that I think really showcases is that she really has an affection for Bradward. And like she's really his friend, wants to take care of him, doesn't want anything bad to happen to him, and yet wants to torture him at the same time, like a good friend.
A good friend.
Yeah. So where's the poutine? You got to point that out. Is that how you say it? Poutine?
Poutine. So I think he's eating it right there, right behind them.
Okay. Yeah, the pink sunglasses sell it for me. And I found it funny that she said you came in looking all cool. So the outfit worked. I didn't think it worked, but it worked. But then he acted strange. I think that's the thing. When you try to act like somebody you're not, you just inevitably end up messing up.
They always say you do better when you're with somebody than when you're on your own, because I guess the confidence is there.
Yeah. What do they say? I don't know. It's like that whole "Can't Buy Me Love" thing, which I've used in the past. Like if I go a couple years without a girlfriend, I'll have a pretend girlfriend, and then I get a real girlfriend. I don't know
Makes
if that's
sense.
a thing, yeah. But it works.
She'd be pissed.
Yeah. Kind of like a Sonia Gomez moment, almost.
She's a reptoid.
And rewatching the episode, I was watching it from Barb's point of view, and watching
Barbara.
Beckett Mariner be kind of crazy and her seeing what she saw, so it made sense. She like her hair's
sushi
frizzled.
too there. There was sushi there too.
Oh yeah. And next week I think there's nachos.
Ooh.
Explain those platforms that were floating around the moon. I don't know what they did.
I don't even know.
Yeah, I tried to figure that out. I really did.
I'll make it fit.
You're not sex? I thought I heard sex. So that's what sex sounds like, I guess.
Yeah, I'm actually feel like even though I've seen this now 3 times, so this will be the 4th watch through, and I'm already, I feel like I'm still watching it. So it's definitely.
I'm absorbed. I would say this is number 5 for me. Number 5.
So he finally gets her to finally tell her the truth, what's going on.
See,
now, the funny thing is they met only once, but I think they're already claiming or 1 month ago, and they're claiming they love each other. And I think they only had the one weekend together. Or
they've been on 2 dates, right? So that's like a weekend, yeah.
So the uniform separated at the waist. We learned that now.
Yeah, I enjoyed that part. And
she was also wearing colored underwear, where when we've seen Mariner or Bradward take their uniforms off, it's this white, off white.
Yeah, so that's maybe she's a little bit. Oh, you know what it is? They're on a date. It's the sexy underwear.
There you go.
It's not just the standard issue underwear. She replicated something new.
So she's right.
Yes. I still didn't know what was going on. I was like, oh, I guess she is something. I thought she wasn't something.
She pushed people out of the way even though they weren't in her way.
Jennifer. That was funny. I laughed. My daughter laughed at that part. It's like she's mean to her for no reason, almost.
Then she'll do the emergency transport. Like, you're not authorized.
She does that every episode. Have you noticed that almost? It's like when he was getting eaten by the spider or about to. And I don't know if she did it again. But
do the give and take here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually like so far, even this episode, it's got us engrossed. I really like this. I didn't see this quite coming. I thought he was just went with what the story said, so I was expecting him to give them one, or maybe he was tricking them to do faster work, but not give them a scanner.
I still don't know what they do. Maybe they're just like some kind of sensor thing, right?
Probably some new form of tricorder in some way.
And she just goes space jumping.
Why not?
Yeah. But it's to save Bradward. Now in Canada, did they cover his reproductive organs?
Yes.
Same here. It was funny.
There you go.
Here we go. It's coming up.
Now, I actually thought this was kind of funny, that whole scene, because I'm going, their quarters are literally bunks in a hallway.
Mm-hmm.
I would guess that there'd be some seeing of each other at some point in time.
Probably.
Everybody in the one hallway.
Yeah, and sonic showers probably are, I'm thinking something like Starship Troopers, I don't know. Somebody's going to cosplay the whole Starfleet shirt as a skirt thing, I'm sure.
Oh, probably already done.
Lover. I still didn't see it coming up to here. When did you first know it was him?
About when they show it, they revealed. Which was,
I didn't know it.
It's actually kind of sad. I'm usually with watching so much TV over the years, I just tend to be able to almost pick a plot away before it even finishes or starts.
Yeah, pretty much 15 minutes in, you know the whole show, but you still enjoy it. But this one I didn't see coming. But I didn't know how they were going to end it. Whoosh.
Whoosh. I bet the Vancouver does that.
Next week they go. Shh. I saw that in the preview. There's a lot of sounds going on. I wonder if those bunk numbers mean anything.
I always think when I see Boimers there, I always think his means something.
Mm-hmm. But no. So his grandma's neighbor Is that right?
Yeah, it was the of the admiral,
Yeah, and
and
when
he's a psycho.
yeah, when he first describes him, he says quiet guy, but then at the next time it's psycho. And it's funny. They're all about trying to get the pad. I liked when Tindy slapped him earlier in the episode, and she's just making sure. That's funny.
Yeah, this one, I don't know. Like I said, this one, like, it's engrossing us. So I really got it. I love this fight. They're showing the badass girls.
It was very Kirk-esque of when he was fighting someone in engineering. I want to say, was that the naked time again or something?
Sadly, TOS is not my strong suit. So
yes, but it was definitely his first girl fight. I remember.
I think so.
Yeah,
there may have been really something in Voyager, but it probably was never.
Or Discovery, maybe.
Extreme.
There were some good fights in Discovery.
Actually, probably especially with Michael Burnham.
And yeah. And during the fight, I'm like, I don't know what to believe. One of them has to be a parasite.
Well, you want to trust our girl, right?
Right.
So it's got to be the other person.
So it's gotta be Barb, but it wasn't. And on my third viewing of this was my daughter's first viewing. She's 8, and she totally figured it out. She's like, well, somebody's the parasite. It's not her. It's not her. It's got to be Poimler. And I was like, she got it like 5 minutes before I did. I was shocked. So maybe it's just me. I was slow.
2 people
on your whole planet.
Actually, this one, I think they bleeped all the swearing. Now that I think about it.
Yeah, I think so.
We just redid the floors.
So, but they're not living on that moon. They're imploding. It just blocks some radiation or pollution or something. They can figure out another way.
It absorbed the radiation that was going to hit there.
Yeah. I want to see more of this character. I found out, man, I don't know her name. I can look it up while you're watching and commenting on the episode.
So here just looking. Yeah. So here they're finding out their mutual admiration of each other by making fun of the boyfriend.
That's how it usually goes, right?
Yeah.
Jillian Jacobs plays Lieutenant Barbara Brinson, and I didn't know her, and I looked her up, and she was actually in Camp Magic, a Disney movie where she played like a badass magician lady. That's what I know her from, but she's in a bunch of other things, so it was nice. I'd like to see her again somehow on there.
Yeah, sadly, I guess it's very Star Trek-esque. They introduce people, but they're gone and you never see them again. And they've done a few characters now they've introduced that would be really nice to see again.
But I guess it's good that we want more. That means we enjoy them, right?
That's true.
I really like when they finally buddy up like that.
Kind of reminds me of the scene from the first episode where Rutherford's on the date and everything's going to hell around them and they're behind the table still talking about the date.
Well, everything is going crazy, yeah.
You shot me.
See, now here I thought, okay, maybe he's the parasite?
Not actually, because they flip scenes. That's
right.
And then he's like, I didn't want to. I don't make
right.
Me
I don't want to do this. And I was thinking his stuff's gonna come out and his head's gonna explode, but no. He just didn't want. He just wanted to get transferred. What did you think about the references about the 1920 Chicago and recalibrating the Dyson sphere and going back in time and killing the guy worse than Hitler? So
that was.
Is there a guy worse than Hitler? Or was there and then they killed him and the mission was successful? So we don't remember him.
We don't remember.
Okay.
Maybe the quantum leap will explain it at some point too.
That can go a lot of ways though. So, and I didn't notice he hit record at all until, the next viewing, of course, after he told me. Even though there's a blinking red light or a red light.
I haven't noticed that. We don't watch his eye plate piece, I guess.
Now, what is this bug called?
I don't know if they say lover. Yeah.
I want to
squishy. Oh my God.
Yeah. I want to get one in a little jar. If they make that. If this was Star Wars, they would make everything. Star Trek, you gotta just.
Well, Star Wars made the mistake with Mandalorian. They didn't release the Baby Yoda stuff initially.
I have a half crocheted one before the actual Baby Yoda came out, and then I bought.
Yeah, I don't think they expected the fandom, which is
I was in love from the first episode. So I want a murder board. That's a confession of mine. I've always wanted a murder board, and I've wanted to just cut out like random articles that have nothing to do with anything and just put red yarn and pins. Just, like after I'm done with this life and people find it and be like, I wonder what all this means. And like people spend like months trying to figure it out, and there's no, but I guess I just gave it away. I feel
Never
bad
know.
for Brad. So is the Bradward is what they're saying here that she's no longer attracted to him because of the pheromones, and then that's it, or is she attracted to that little bug now because of the pheromones? What did you get from that?
Because I liked what she said. She goes, "I'm a Starfleet officer. I'm above being attracted to pheromones."
Yeah,
And I liked you, but I'm breaking up with you.
yeah. Oh, yeah. By the way, yeah. Oh, I felt bad because she was pretty and she seemed really cool. So Tindy must just be helping Rutherford for fun.
Yeah. They stole a bunch of scanners, so great. That's court-martialable, I think.
I in no way endorse thievery, but I thought it was a funny joke.
As are the Vancouver, those get more. Probably replicate them.
Yeah, why don't they just replicate these things? I don't understand. What are the limitations to where you can't have mac and cheese with breadcrumbs on it next week?
So next week's episode just looks odd. I don't know. I like this. They're all making the noise, and Commander's a little scared.
I wonder if that's a reference to us people that play that like sound in the background sometimes.
But the
I
don't know.
The reference to the clamshell communicators.
Because the replicators have always been an interesting one because they make it like they can do everything.
Right.
Yeah.
And you would think you could replicate replicators, right?
You would think.
And
It's
then-
like giving you enough energy.
And we know you can make uniforms, you can make food, but apparently only the food it's programmed with. But everything's
Yeah.
connected, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I think, was it DS9? One of them had where the food tastes off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But now that
and,
was Cardassian tech, not.
That's true. And then the one where Quark's bar didn't work, so he was using the one upstairs or something.
Oh, yeah. And then Voyager had some problems too along the way.
Theirs was energy consumption or
energy,
something.
yeah.
But then they made a line about how the holodeck worked with a different energy, so they could just use the holodeck even though they had to ration food, which makes no sense.
No. But well, I don't know if you've ever seen the other video on that one with the shoot the torpedoes. So in the first episode, we only have 31 torpedoes or something, and then
and then they go to negatives 107 or something. So they must replicate torpedoes. It's so confusing. It's one of those things, I guess.
you have to have the right guy on that day.
All right. So final thoughts or what this episode? Like, it was so good.
It's a neat one because it has nothing that sticks out about it to make it to me be like, this is the best episode. I'm going to want to watch it again.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm perfectly happy. I'm happy to almost start it again and watch it right again. So
Yeah, if it's on, I'm definitely going to watch it.
yeah, so it is actually probably a good background episode. It's not one that annoys me. It didn't, but it definitely was good. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the fact they brought in new characters. They did references. It just felt smooth. That's probably the best way I could say.
Like almost like they found their footing. Like it's the season 3 episode, but only the 5th episode in, maybe, if that makes sense.
Now that could be a sign of newer writing techniques too. In the past, you kind of slowly developed your characters. In here, we've had 4 episodes so far, and they've been almost dedicated to a character per episode and really push the story. So we had Rutherford's journey, going through all the departments. We had Mariner get promoted and see her journey. We kind of see Brad every episode a little bit.
Brad Word and Beckett Mariner. What characters haven't we seen yet? I guess
probably Tandy.
Yeah, she really needs a whole episode because she's just basically been there to play off for the others to play off.
We did get to see her with the guy Ascension guy. So
that's true. That's true. She did have that whole thing.
Just to make everybody happy.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't seen the bridge crew too much, but
but that's the point, right?
Yeah.
So, because you don't want to get the bridge crew, then it wouldn't be lower decks anymore. So you want to keep them kind of a mystery.
So I think we'll see them more, just bits and pieces of them throughout the series.
Mm-hmm.
Now in this episode, we didn't really see the bridge crew much, other than the captain dealing with doing the diplomacy.
Diplomacy, yeah. That was fun though. I mean, I thought that would be more of a background thing, but it ended up being, I guess, a good B story. Are we calling the B's A's and A's B's? How do we? I don't
even know.
Now?
There are three. I guess three of them: the girlfriend, the
Okay.
decaying moon, and Tendi Rutherford with her T-88s.
Yeah, I didn't even care about the decaying moon, but the T-88s that was good.
That was your setup plot point to have a story,
and they do all that in 25 minutes, which is pretty amazing.
Yeah, okay. Probably 22, 23 with taking out the credit crawls.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. Did you bring a Trek and Tell? We can do that after the break. Okay. So let's go to break, and we'll be right back. And we're back. I'm talking with Brent Japp from Vancouver, British Columbia. Not the Starship, maybe the Starship.
Oh,
when you said you were from Vancouver, I did not ask you to specify. Are you from the Starship, or are you from the? Is that a?
We're going with yes on that answer.
Oh, so maybe you know something about 1920 Chicago.
Can't tell you.
They don't wash their hands there. That was definitely a reference to what's going on right now. So I want to say this is our final thoughts, by the way, for the episode. Any other thoughts? But I want to think that Star Trek's always been political and always been mentioning things to get people thinking. So I think a lot of those things that were mentioned in the episode might have meant something, but I don't know why.
Feels very much like you said, they're very political. Mm-hmm. They walk a fine line. They don't ever really come out and say one way or the other, but
they don't spell it out. Yeah.
But the whole overall feel of the show has always been more liberal.
Yeah, always.
Very forward thinking, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's been Gene Roddenberry's vision since the beginning, right? But I'd like to find out eventually what they meant, but it's fun to think about what they mean. And I think people that watch it and don't think about what they mean, it might be for them. So when they finally figure out what they mean, they can go like, oh.
Well, that's just a good thought on Star Trek in general anyways. Yeah. There's so many different ways you can interpret an episode. Mm-hmm. And I mentioned last week, I have a friend who I introduced to it, and just hearing him talk about some of the episodes that he just loves of any series, not just Star Trek. And it's just like, wow, I never even I like that episode, but never thought about it from that point of view. Mm. And then other episodes he hated because of something in the story. And I'm like,
really?
Oh, that didn't bother me at all. Like, well, so it's just your different take on life, I guess, has a different feel about storytelling.
Well, that's always the thing about good art. It can mean so many different things to so many different people. So good art.
I don't know. In school, I remember always you have to analyze poetry or whatever too, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. I always wonder art and literature.
I always wonder if a writer at the time really just wrote it to get something out to make some money, or if he actually had deep meaning to it that we've overanalyzed it for 200, 300, 400 years.
Well, it's one of those things like an artist can just splash some paint on a canvas and sell it. And then people stare at it for, ever trying to figure out the meaning, and there is none. So, but I think there was some meaning in this episode.
Oh, I believe this fully felt like it.
It was very timely, let's just say. Do you have a Trek and Tell for this episode?
I do.
Mr. Brent Japp, what is your Trek and Tell? I can't wait to see it.
I see. Is it backwards or right? Okay.
Star Trek Deep Space Nine, Legends of the Ferengi.
So this is the rules of acquisition.
Wow.
So it's got the background.
I never read it. I listened to the audiobook of it.
So they have, I'd probably say they have everyone ever quoted in the series, plus I think there's a couple bonus ones in here.
Well, what is the seventh rule?
Sadly, I should know these, but I'm not Ferengi enough. Keep your ears open.
Mm-hmm. That's the name of Aaron Eisenberg and Sarah Lofton's podcast that they started.
Yeah.
The seventh rule. So that's why I asked that. I wasn't sure. Keep your ears open. That makes sense because it's a podcast.
And then
what's your favorite rule of acquisition?
I actually I forget the numbers, but was it war is good for business? Peace is good for business.
My favorite, and I use it in my real life. Hopefully people aren't watching this. Every once in a while, declare peace. It confuses the hell out of your enemies. So
Was that randomly is open 112? Never have sex with the boss's daughter or boss's sister.
Boss's sister. Okay. Whoops. Okay. Do some more. I like this.
All right, let's see what this is. 121. Everything is for sale. Everything is for sale, even friendship.
Really?
Rule 47, never trust a man wearing a better suit than your own.
That's a good point.
And it's got a picture of Quark and Garrick.
Oh, yeah. He's a good tailor. What is that? The sad thing is that he is a really good tailor, right? Are there lies true? Especially the lies. What is that? Something like that? Guess we'll get to that.
Garrick is still probably one of my favorite characters
he's pretty
in that
awesome.
series.
I got a Garrick Trek and Tell, but not for today. Today, since I have no Lower Decks merchandise, did you ever listen to the audiobook of the Rules of Acquisition?
No, I did not.
It is narrated by Armin Shimmerman. I wholeheartedly recommend that. It's just great the way he reads it as Quark. So,
all right, what do we got?
Let's see. Am I reversed? No, I'm not reversed. Okay.
No, you're right.
24-inch diamond kite. Star Trek: The Next Generation kite.
Still in the package.
Unopened. And there's a reason for that. It's a major award. I won 2 major awards in my life. One was a Buffy stand-up because I won a Buffy the Vampire Slayer trivia contest at the season 6 premiere for UPN for Buffy the Vampire Slayer when it switched networks. And they played the premiere at local movie theaters when we had movie theaters. I don't know if you remember those. And everybody stood up that wanted to play. And if you got something wrong, you had to sit down. And I won. So I won that Buffy stand-up. This one I won at my first comic book convention that I went to as an adult. Because I went to a couple as a kid, local ones. One with John Delancey and one with George Takei. How do you say that?
I always say Takei.
I'll go with that because you're Canadian. So George Takei, and I met both of them. But those are like the one guest conventions in a hotel lobby. But That's great because it's very intimate. But my first big convention, it was like a Star Trek and Stargate convention. And I played Charmed Jeopardy. And the answers had to be either Prue, Phoebe, or Piper.
Interesting.
And I won. And this was my prize. He was like, you can pick anything out of this. And it was just like dollar store stuff. But Star Trek. So I picked Star Trek, and it's a Next Generation kite. Probably still worth $1, but unopened because it's my award.
Inflation, $1.15.
Yeah, maybe.
$1.20.
Part of me wants to fly it, but I think what I'm going to do is when I'm like an octogenarian, I don't know. I just saw the video of a guy swinging on a swing at like 89 years old. So maybe like when I'm like hardly able to stand, I'll go out and fly a kite. Or maybe I'll just wait until somebody tells me to go fly a kite and then I'll use this one. I don't know.
I flew a kite this weekend.
Did you?
It was Paw Patrol.
Paw Patrol. How's the Armageddon 2020? You're on the West Coast, right? So is that affecting you? Are you getting smoke up there from down below?
Oh, we are getting some. Yeah, we got smoke yesterday. Nothing much today, though.
Oh, I was seeing the red skies and looks like Mars and crazy.
I think the best, I shouldn't say best, I don't know. The worst one we ever seen was about 2-3 years ago during the summer, but this one so far hasn't affected us yet.
Well, that's good. Hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully it respects the border. Okay, so what's left is our ratings. Did you want to give a rating for this episode? I'm very curious.
All right, I'm going to go with, I think, a 7 again, of fluidic processors that self-replicate their own silicas.
Wow, that's pretty good. That leaves me wide open. I was afraid you were going to take a couple of mine. So I'm going to say 7 Geordie Bears.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was either that or T-88s, but I went with Geordie Bears. 288s
were too easy.
Yeah, because that was like right there. Like they made that specifically for people rating the episode online, I think. I don't know. But I was thinking I would buy a T-88 if they came out, which I keep thinking of like Terminator for some reason. But there's no T-88 Terminators, right? It's like T-1000,
I forget what the first one is.
T-100, is that it?
I don't know offhand.
Come with me if you want to.
We'll go T-88.
We're gonna
got to have a model.
T-88. there's got to be an 88 in there somewhere, right?
Oh, yeah.
But wouldn't that be funny? But anyway, so I went with Geordie Bears because I would definitely buy a Geordie Bear. So
Nice.
yeah, 7.
But Build-A-Bear,
That would be cool.
I wonder if they have ever had or do have Star Trek.
I sew just because of Star Trek, and I like to make costumes and stuff. And so maybe I could make one. I don't know. I'd have to find a banana comb barrette thing to make, which is weird because by that time, wouldn't he have replicated eyes or cloned eyes? Yeah, he would have cloned eyes because this is.
Or he had
is this Nemesis or?
This is after Nemesis.
After Nemesis, post Nemesis. Yep. So maybe he's just such a famous engineer that he has his own merch. So like he goes to a conference and he says, "Don't forget to check out Geordie LaForge whatever Alpha Quadrant, whatever their internet is then," and he sells teddy bears.
This is really an interesting one because his technology's so advanced apparently at the time, but compared to the other tech they start to show off, it actually seems like it's not.
That's another thing about this episode. The Cerritos is like falling apart. Compared to the Vancouver ship. Yeah. Maybe. And I just didn't think they fell apart for some reason, anyway, but I really enjoyed the episode. I'm enjoying the series. Whoever thinks that the series sucks, I just don't understand it. There's a lot of those out there, but I'm loving it and I love loving it.
People are going to hate cartoons, I think, no matter what.
You think it's a cartoon thing?
Could be.
Could be.
They also don't like change.
Or new.
Realistically, I like this if compared to if TNG or that era is what brought you into Star Trek. Mm-hmm. This fits in.
TNG era is my favorite feeling for Star Trek. I think I want to live there. So these people are living there. So it's like how do you go back to the 90s with this? I guess.
This Orville,
yeah. Well, I love the Orville.
Or go back to the 90s and watch TV from the 90s.
That's a good idea. If only we had streaming services. I have all of them. I love them. Okay, 90s. I was watching Dawson's Creek earlier. Don't tell me how it ends. Thanks.
Dawson goes up the creek, down the creek.
Okay, so we each gave it a 7. And do you have anything to plug?
Not today.
Okay. Well, thank
Albie, Trekaholic.
Oh, Trekaholic. Yeah. You find Brent Japp on Trekaholic, another Star Trek podcast. It's available on iTunes and all those other places where you get podcasts. And you can watch it on YouTube. I don't know if anybody watching this has heard of YouTube, but you can go to right here, right now, and you're watching it. It's Brent.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, thanks for joining me. And hopefully I will talk to you soon because we have a little thing we're going to do. The Star Trek Day is coming up. When is it?
September 8th.
September 8th. And they're going to have all kinds of panels. So we're going to give our thoughts on any news or stuff that happens during the panels. So and you said you would do that with me?
Oh, for sure.
Okay. So I'm looking forward to talking to you pretty soon.
All right.
All right. Next week on Star Trek Lower Decks, what is the episode called and what is it about? Do you have any idea, Brent?
It is. I actually had it right here. It is Terminal Provocations.
I'm liking these titles. It's probably hard to come up with a title when you're number 784 in line.
Oh, gotta be. Well, and it's funny because this week's Cupid's Errant Arrow made me think that's a riff off of a existing title. Another episode.
Cupid?
Because I think Cupid's in an episode. I think Arrow is in an episode. Title.
Yeah, Time's Arrow.
But it just made me think there was some sort of riff on previous titles, but I actually don't think it was. Just because all the words have been used now.
Yeah. You know what it made me think of? Also, for some reason, Broken Bow.
Okay. Which is Enterprise.
Yeah. I don't know, bow and arrow, but is it Broken Bow or Broken Bow? I still don't know. I think it's bow. But then there's time's arrow, because time moves forward like an arrow. Cupid's arrow, love, errant.
Cupid's arrows. I think that's what they're going for, the love's arrow kind of thing.
And
weird arrow.
they're probably like, is there anything in Shakespeare we haven't used yet? No. Okay. I wonder. That's got to be the hardest job at Star Trek now, coming up with a unique title. How many unique combinations of English words are there? That I don't know.
Got to be infinite.
So what's next week about? Do you have a summary?
It says the lovable but awkward Ensign Fletcher makes Mariner and Boimler's job harder. Rutherford introduces Tendi to a holographic training program created by him.
Okay, Rutherford's making a holographic training program. That could be very fun because he seems weird in the simulator already. He's already like killed 105% of the crew and all the children. So what kind of program would he make up? And I'm guessing that other person that we don't know yet is that person we saw in the preview with the curly hair, maybe?
Yeah, kind of reminded me of Ascension guy, but not quite.
But different.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm intrigued. I'll watch it. I can't wait.
Oh, you're actually going to watch an episode.
5, 6, 7 times. Maybe 10, so I don't get as absorbed into watching it. This one, while we were watching it, I was really getting sucked in.
I know. I actually probably should have watched it right before this again.
Yeah, that's probably my mistake. So I'll do that next time. But it's good that it captured our attention yet again. So that was me and Brent Japp talking about Star Trek Lower Decks Season 1, Episode 5, Cupid's Errant Arrow. Join us next time when we talk about Star Trek Day and all the panels. I can't wait. And for Trekaholic, I'm Albie.
I'm Brent.
And maintain course.
Thank you for listening to Trekaholic, another Star Trek podcast. Please support the show by going to patreon.com/Trekaholic. Send written or audio feedback to trecaholicpod@gmail.com. Leave us a voicemail at 305-707-TREK. That's 305-707-8735. And don't worry, no one will pick up. It's only for voicemail. Visit our website at Trekaholic.com for more information. Trekaholic, another Star Trek podcast, is not affiliated in any way with CBS or Paramount. I'm your announcer, Zoe Dean. Trekaholic, another Star Trek podcast, is a Barren Space production.